Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
You may have noticed some hazy skies in the Red River Valley. That's because of wildfires in Canada. They're happening in the Ontario region. The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency has issued an air quality alert for northwestern and west central Minnesota. That runs through 9 a.m. tomorrow. People in the Northern Valley are catching the brunt of the haze, and it's continuing to make its way down into the metro area. Let's find out more from Hutch, who's standing by with First Weather. Hutch?
So we'll start with a look at this smoke. Where's it going? How long will it be out there? Is it safe to go outside? First and foremost, if you have respiratory illness, the very young or elderly could have problems with this very thick, smoky air. Here's a look at that model, and the brown that you see drifting through drifts into South Dakota by the time we go to tomorrow afternoon and evening. So expect the periods of smoky conditions across the valley all the way until the middle of the day tomorrow. Here's a look at what it was like outdoors in Fargo from our time lapse at around 11 o'clock this morning. And then as we passed the midday hour, the visibility was greatly reduced as we went through the 3 and 4 o'clock hours. So this is going to continue with that north wind. There is a look at the counties under the air quality warning, but the metro area here seeing plenty of smoke as well. Now, as far as rain and thunder chances go tonight, quiet across most of North Dakota. In western Minnesota, a chance for a hit and miss sprinkle as temperatures will be in the 70s for almost every one of us until sunset. Then it looks fairly cool, and those showers should subside as well. I'll have details on what you can expect for the rest of our weekend that's right around the corner here, Andrea, in just a few moments.
All right, thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
All right, take a good look at this picture you see behind me. This silver Ford Escape is the vehicle police are still looking for that led them on a high-speed chase this morning. Here's a closer look. Police say the chase was called off because the driver was driving on sidewalks and into oncoming traffic. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley talked to some people who saw the chase and say they want situations like this to stop.
I was sitting down right over there on the floor, and next you know, I saw not one, not two, but 3 cop cars. 2 of them were going after the car, and the other one was going the other direction.
People in this West Fargo neighborhood got to witness some action this morning as a high-speed chase went right in front of their yards.
I went out on my deck to see what the commotion was, and just as I came out on the deck, I seen the car that they were pursuing come around the roundabout at a pretty good pace.
And my eyes got big. This is my first time seeing a high-speed chase.
Both witnesses tell me the driver went down 8th Street West, going about 30 or 40 miles an hour, and then continued straight on the roundabout.
It was a little exciting. Luckily, the girls were inside.
I saw the end of the cop car just zoom past. I was kind of nervous, but I was all right.
In West Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
If you have any information about that chase, you can call Moorhead Police right away at 218-299-5122. A North Dakota man was sentenced today to 70 years in prison on child porn charges. 39-year-old Brent Daigle of Sutton was convicted on 3 counts of sexual exploitation of minors and 1 count of possession of materials involving the sexual exploitation of minors. Police say a 12-year-old girl was repeatedly abused by Daigle, who is said to have recorded the incidents. When released, Daigle will be supervised for the rest of his life. A truck driver who caused a crash that killed a 16-year-old boy has been found guilty of criminal charges in Otter Tail County. Yesterday, a jury found 36-year-old Jason Vadner of Wheaton, Minnesota, guilty of criminal vehicular homicide and careless driving for a head-on crash that killed Jacob Quam in April. The teenager was on his way to Henning High School when Vadner crossed the center line and hit the boy's car. The State Patrol says Vadner had been driving too fast on a foggy morning. The jury deliberated just 2 hours before reaching the verdict. Sentencing is set for August 24th. 2 council members from Thief River Falls are being charged following a chair-swinging brawl that took place over a child's splash pad. The Pennington County Attorney has charged Joshua Hagan with 5th-degree assault and Gerald Brown with disorderly conduct stemming from the physical fight at a council meeting more than a week ago. Court documents say both men were swinging chairs, kicking and shoving before they both ended up on the floor. The criminal complaint says that Hagan started arguing with council member Curtis Howe about about city business. Brown eventually told Hagan to shut up and said that he was sick and tired of Hagan. Brown says he doesn't plan to contest the charges. Hagan has resigned, citing medical reasons. Here's a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Curtis Wayne Anderson is wanted for theft charges in both Cass and Clay counties. You can call your local law enforcement if you have any information on Anderson. The Missouri governor's office now says 9 of the 17 people who died in a duck boat accident near Branson, Missouri, were from one family, and 2 members of that family survived. Those 17 people were killed when the duck boat sank Thursday in a violent storm on a lake near Branson. Divers recovered the last 4 missing passengers this morning. The video was shot by a passenger on a nearby showboat, showing 2 smaller duck boats struggling against the high waves on Table Rock Lake, just moments before one of them sank. It's not clear at this time which one went down. The National Weather Service says wind gusts up to 65 miles per hour were recorded around the time the boat capsized. The Stone County Sheriff says the captain of the boat survived, but the driver died. 14 passengers survived, in part due to the heroic actions by people on board the nearby showboat.
The state of Missouri is going to do everything within our powers to make sure that we provide the resources needed to complete this. And 2, that I ask for all Missourians for their thoughts and their prayers for the families and victims of this incident. Thank you.
Authorities are now working to recover the duck boat that sank in 40 feet of water and rolled down to 80 feet. The victims' names have not been released yet. A man is in the hospital after his truck left the road, went through a field, and crashed into a home. Last night around 9 p.m., just a few miles outside of Merrifield, North Dakota, 90-year-old Ardell Johnson went off the road for some unknown reason before driving across a field and yard before smashing into the home. No one inside the home was injured. Officials say the truck is totaled and the investigation into the crash is still open. North Dakota has filed a claim to the federal government to see $38 million in reimbursements for costs related to the Dakota Access Pipeline protests. The claim says law enforcement and other costs were incurred as a result of the U.S. Army Corps' failure to enforce the law, including its own regulations, and maintain public order during protests over the completion of that pipeline. North Dakota's claim was filed under the Federal Tort Claims Act, which makes the federal government liable for neglect, or rather negligent and other wrongful conduct to the same extent a private person would be liable under state law. There's a new scam that we're being warned about. One of our viewers informed us today that a 210 number tried to contact her, claiming to be the sheriff's office and requesting her social security number. If someone is trying to request your social security number without some sort of verification of authority, do not hand it over the phone. If you're unsure, simply hang up and call your local police. State health officials in Minnesota are investigating a salmonella outbreak linked to raw turkey meat that's happening in 26 states. And according to the CDC, 90 people have been infected with the outbreak, 13 from Minnesota, the most of any state. Currently, no one has died, but 40 people have been hospitalized. Officials have not figured out yet if there's a common supplier tied to the turkey outbreak. However, the CDC says it is not advising stores to stop selling raw turkey meat and that consumers can continue to eat properly cooked turkey products. The CDC has a list of ways to avoid. Consumers should always wash their hands, make sure any raw turkey is cooked thoroughly, and carefully wash areas where raw turkey is handled. Also, dog owners should avoid raw food diets. State health, a new program in Fergus Falls is helping those with Parkinson's disease to fight back. Rock Steady Boxing is a course that is specifically designed to help people with Parkinson's build their strength, both physically and mentally. Lori Holt brought the idea to Fergus Falls. She says the program has various levels of difficulty, and she encourages anyone with Parkinson's to give it a shot.
Even if you're in a wheelchair or if you're pushing a walker, if you need that kind of assistance, we can adapt this program so that you can regain strength, build your muscles, have some fun, and regain some of your life back. Rock Steady Boxing takes place at the Wellness Hub across from Lake Region Hospital.
Time to get back in line for a Mega Millions lottery ticket. The jackpot of tonight's drawing is already at $422 million. If there is a winner tonight, it would be the 6th largest Mega Millions prize ever and the 19th largest in U.S. lottery history. And here's a little lottery history lesson. The largest Mega Millions jackpot ever was back in 2012. It was $656 million split among whoever was in on 3 winning tickets.